Okay, guys, what's going on? So, uh, as far as everybody already knows, the officer that was involved with the George Floyd killing has been sentenced to 22 to 25 life. I'm sorry, to 22 to 25 years in prison. And people are ecstatic. Some people say it's not enough. He should have got at least 50 years. Some people say that it's not justice. He should have got over 40 years in prison. So even the 22 to 25 years in prison won't. It's not happy for some activists. And after this hearing, George Floyd's family came in to support. Basically, some of them saying like George got some justice. The cop was a bad cop. He should never been a cop. And as he was saying after this all this, you if people actually saw the video, they would see how Al Sharpton is behind him. Man, why is Al Sharpton there? I have no freaking idea. Al Sharpton of our people, who failed in a lot of these. A white guy did this to a black person case, and he lost a bunch of them. So, I want to read you guys the title of this article about how some people are getting on George Floyd's brother, Palestine, I think his name is, after saying the 3 forbidden words to Black Lives Matter that everybody else has been called racist for. On Friday, Derek Chauvin, the officer convicted of murdering George Floyd, was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison, of which he would have to serve approximately 15 years. The family of George Floyd, who wanted the maximum sentence of 30 years, were nonetheless pleased with the sentencing. But George Floyd's brother said the 3 words that drive certain progressives insane after the sentence was rendered. George Floyd's brother, Philonise, said the words. Here it is right here that pissed off a lot of progressives, saying he's now a traitor. Go ahead and listen to this.
Her daughter is walking around, and I know she's in tears every day thinking about her mother. Her mother was killed in point blank range, shot multiple times. So many different people all around the world who didn't even have this type of technology. I just want to reiterate, not just Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. We need to stand up and fight. Can't get comfortable, because when you get comfortable, people forget about you. Amen. So the legend will still live on. George is not here, but
I just want to reiterate, not just Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Philonise Floyd said outside the courthouse after the sentencing. We need to stand up and fight. Can't get comfortable, because when you get comfortable, people forget about you. Philonise Floyd has been front and center since his brother's death, preaching peace and calm as riots and looting ensued. If I'm not over here messing with my community, then what are y'all doing? That's not going to bring my brother back at all. Let's do it a different way, he said after the first week of rioting, but apparently people didn't get the freaking message. They still rioted and looted, basically tarnishing everything about what happened with George Floyd. Now, again, I will go on the record saying this again: what happened with George Floyd should not happen to anybody. It happened to this one military guy, I think in Alabama somewhere. Last year, mainstream media didn't say not one peep about it because the victim was not black, or it wasn't recorded, and this guy was a freaking military. Had a knee on his neck. Nobody cared. But apparently, since George Floyd, there's been a lot of riots and a lot of looting and a lot of riots. People saying it was in the name of George Floyd. these people lied. They were just opportunists looking to get a free Gucci bag or Nike shoes, even though none of this has anything to do with what happened with George Floyd. They just use it as an excuse, and you have these Democrat hacks defending it, saying like, "Hey, we understand." No, you don't. No, you don't. Then why is it always in Democrat-run cities that defund the police, telling the police to stand down, don't do anything with these people, and basically just cause havoc in your own community, especially the black community, because all these riots and all these looting hurt the black community the most. But they say these riots and looting is for the benefit. Whose benefit? Because as far as I see it, it's always the criminals' benefits, not the people who are actually looking for justice. Let's keep reading. But his comments of all lives matter did not sit well with many in the black community who see the phrase as some kind of anti-black sentiment. You see, here's the thing. If you say all lives matter, people take that as a racist thing. Saying, "Oh, all lives matter," then what? Black lives matter doesn't matter? What point of all lives matter do some of these people do not understand? All lives matter goes for every race and ethnicity. But apparently, since it's not Black Lives Matter, people saying it's racist. When there's people being killed by crooked people each and every day. If Black lives truly matter, then go for the Black lives that's being killed in cities with the highest black on black homicide. But all I hear is crickets. That's why a lot of people say they're not for Black Lives Matter, because it's not really for black people. Let's keep reading. Quote: "Get George Floyd brother off the mic. This MF just said all lives matter. You can tell this family has been paid by the way to take and shake my..." Jesus Christ! Why is it every time when somebody talks against the riots and looting, especially if they're black, they're getting paid to say this? Man, if you don't sit your dumb ass down somewhere. George Floyd brother, it's in his speech when all lives matter, and it's a gif of somebody looking at him stupefied. I know George Floyd brother didn't end his statement with all lives matter, man. Another person said, George Floyd brother just made the conservative highlight reel. Not only do Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. Shake my head. And this is the sentiment that people are supposed to be going with for BLM. If they don't even care. Quote: "I find it weird when George Floyd brother said I'm a part of the fraternity of families, not the likable kind. Then goes to say all lives matter. What fraternity are you a part of where you give the oppressors talking points in a speech about your brother being lynched alive?" Jesus Christ, these people are freaking out of their minds. They are so hyped up with this whole BLM thing, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Apparently, all lives matter is a racist sentiment to some people who take BLM way too seriously. What's wrong with saying all lives matter? There's nothing wrong with saying that. You think people see a lot of people are just stuck with this whole pro-black sentiment that when somebody says, "Hey, there's also something going on in this community," oh, you're racist. You don't care. You're not putting the black community first. Neither are you, since all you care about is virtue signaling and representation. Like, who gives a flying damn, for real? Besides people who want to be represented. Represent yourself. As for Chauvin, it will be a long time before he gets out of prison, CNN reported. CNN. Chauvin, in a light gray suit and tie and white shirt, spoke briefly before the sentence was imposed, offering his condolences to the Floyd family. Under Minnesota law, Chauvin will have to serve 2/3 of his sentence, or 15 years, and he will be eligible for supervised release for the remaining 7.5 years. The sentencing exceeds the Minnesota sentencing guideline range of 10 years and 8 months to 15 years for the crime. Floyd's death sparked massive protests around the nation over police brutality. plus riots, but you know, a lot of people won't say that. He said that Chauvin objectively remained ineffective to Mr. Floyd's pleas, even as Mr. Floyd was begging for his life and obviously terrified by the knowledge that he was likely to die. So, again, Mr. Chauvin's prolonged restraint of Mr. Floyd was also much longer and more painful than a typical scenario in a second degree or third degree murder or second degree manslaughter case. So, okay, he got sentenced, but people are still pissed off. He got sentenced 22.5 years. George Floyd's family was happy about that. How come some of these activists are not? It's not your brother that got buried or used as a martyr for the Democrats. But people say it's not enough. He should have got 50. These type of people do not actually care about George Floyd. They just want somebody to be punished, not accountable. Punished is a major difference between the two. They want Chauvin to get hanged. They want him to get shot in the head. They want him to get, beat, killed in prison. It might happen. And guess what? Some of these people will say, "Hey, now that's justice." When if Chauvin had got killed before all this, George Floyd would have never gotten any justice. But I'm just one person saying that. Let me guys know what y'all think about this. Do you guys agree with George Floyd, brother? Or are you with some of these activists saying George Floyd's brother is a traitor now? You guys let me know in the comments below. If you like what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I'll see y'all next one. I am out.